one of the big trends that is very exciting to me is the overall
Mm,
concept and return to glory of the concept of the third place. And there's
okay.
two elements in this for me. When we looked
Mm,
at, first of all, I think the big one was Brian Nichol entering into the Starbucks universe, talking about
mhm.
it quite a bit. And what we really
Yes.
triggered for me was this concept of where do people want to spend time?
Hmm.
We're going to talk about this later within the shopping center context, but it's something we're hearing so much across the wider retail landscape of how do we get people to come to our space and spend more time there? Because if I spend time somewhere, the likelihood that I connect, that I make purchases, that I transact obviously increases. And I think what's really interesting about this wider third place concept is that it's having impacts beyond where it's naturally associated, which is with Starbucks. But if we think about like Barnes and Noble or Books a Million, these brands
Hmm.
that have been rising that we didn't necessarily expect, a lot of it has been how do we create a space where you want to consume information? Books a Million does like book readings. Barnes and Noble runs events within their stores. And this has been something, even think about like a Macy's having like a Tortazo within a department store concept within a mall. This idea of how do we create an area where you're going to spend more time, where you want to engage is really significant. And one of the things that was fascinating for us, especially when we think about somewhere like Starbucks, is when you look at their data compared to other coffee players, you actually see that they're well oriented for this. So, for example,
Mm,
Starbucks sees 7% more from a proportion of visits perspective of people visiting between 3 and 7 p.m. than Dunkin' does, right? And it's not just
hmm.
about products, it's about this space where people want to spend. And I think this is something we're
Hmm.
going to see a lot of players, certainly within the food and dining space, but even within wider retail, lean into what this means within their sector.
So you're saying, so say, Ethan, you're saying that your hunch is that Brian Nichol from Starbucks understands that dynamic, and hence that's why he's kind of playing into this third place angle in terms of re-enlivening the Starbucks. And you're seeing proof of this actually still working at places like Barnes and Noble by the slide you have in front of us as well.
100%.